Alright, testing. Can any... Are we heard now, or... Let's see here. It says desktop. I can hear you guys through my headset here. Okay, but did you hear yourself? Okay, then that's some reason something is wonky. Okay, audio output capture. Alright, try it again. Oh.
You need a Nintendo Power Glove, Phil. That would complete the look.
Nintendo
Yeah,
Power?
I hear you, Paul.
Yep. Yep,
Cool.
sounds working.
Alright, so finally got that fixed. Cool. But yeah, so new layout. I may have been bored.
Nice.
I've been making lots of layouts. I may have been making some for Dune and Magical Kitties too.
Nice.
So,
Did you ever get a chance to play that at Gen Con?
what?
Magical Kitties?
Oh no, that was Magic Battle Cats, Wizard Kittens or something like that. That was something different.
Okay.
No, Anna.
Was that one just talked about then? I thought I remember.
Yeah, we were going to, but Anna and I were just like, I did that for Anna, and she was like, let's not. I went, fine. Oh, cool with me.
Oh, okay.
So we just
Got it.
did
Oh, was that on Sunday for the cancellation?
Yeah, it was on Sunday.
Oh, okay, got it.
We were dead. So just like, let's go all in.
Yeah.
So we did.
That's fair.
I don't honestly know if they had a lot of people for it or not, because it seemed like board games were pretty dead on Sunday, at least the ones I had. So, because
Got it.
There was a really cool Japanese inspired one that was. It says up to 4 players, but you do teams, like teams of 2, but you can do 3 players, and like you're doing a Zen garden. You got to match birds with flowers, and it's a very beautiful game. Honestly, it's really pretty.
Okay.
But it's discontinued, so you got to find it on eBay.
Oh.
But then we got to play a Hobbit game. Oh no, we didn't get to play it. I found out about Hobbit game. Bilbo Baggins, and it was amazing. I want it so bad. And yeah, so that was pretty fun. And then I got to play another game off the record. That was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, what was it called? I can't remember what it was called. Something about cats. It's another cat game.
Okay.
And then there was another game I played too. Like I played 4 games, 4 different. No, I found out about 4 different games in like an 2-hour span.
Oh, jeez.
What was it?
Nice. Well, it looks like we're all in the lobby now.
Cool. Let me find my. Okay, that's that. Okay, that's cool. Alrighty. Dimble! I love it! Alright, so what? Choose a deck to play. Right click or hold to examine.
Oh, yep.
Oh, so I get to pick.
I'm playing as the Axe. Hands down.
Alright, what are you picking, Phil? Let's do a random number generator. We got 4 times 5, right? 20?
Alright, D20 it is.
Here we go. Hey Siri, roll a D20. Hey Siri.
I got my number.
Roll a
My
D20.
analog Siri works pretty good.
Why is it not working? Alright. I'll just Google roll a D20.
You mean you don't have a D20 on your desk? Like, I mean,
I mean, I'd have to go get it out. I'd have to get up. I got a
I got
15.
one here. I got 14.
All right. That's what I'm playing.
Cricket, it looks like.
Your cricket? How are you counting it? I was counting it horizontally. You're counting it vertically?
No, horizontally, right? 14 should be, there's 4 to in
4,
the first
8,
row, 8,
12.
12, 13,
Oh, yeah.
14. It's cricket.
All right, so that means, okay, I'm Giacomo, I guess?
Ooh, I can select as many decks as I want? Is that a thing?
Aren't you just supposed to pick like a place?
It says choose a deck to play with. Right click and hold to examine, but it's letting me click multiple.
Yeah, I think you're just supposed to pick one, right?
Well, it has promos listed, it has blanks listed. I don't want blanks. Reference, I figured reference is a good one to have.
It says set up and play in seconds.
Yeah, they weren't planning on me.
Maybe set up and play in thousands of seconds.
Yeah, we'll do this one. This one sounds cool. Looks pretty. Yeah, looks pretty. And we, yeah, let me put out the promos and everything. But here we go. So, for anyone, I guess, just kind of tuning in there and who I can actually hear sound now because, you know, technical difficulties have been fixed so far. That this is a game that the cards tell the story, and you just pick someone to read and be the game master and play along with that. So we'll see what kind of disaster I can make this, or prevent. I don't know which. We'll see. But anyways, so we all got our characters. I picked some cards. Looks like I could pick multiple, so that's cool. But yeah, so welcome to a world near our own. History changed with the discovery of Atma, a volcanic mineral that empowers the living and entwines the dying. Machines have since evolved true artificial intelligence, though they remain shackled to specific routines, while Earth's many satellite moons have cracked open to reveal an exquisite alien race. Inquisitive alien race. Nations have contracted in these turbulent times, and the result is a tenuous peace across the map. It is the restless zones that cracks in the map between nations, where trouble stirs. Those who dwell here can rely on no one for aid, except you. You are skilled adventurers, ready to test your limits against the world's dangerous frontiers. You won't be alone. Other heroes have answered the call. Learn to depend on each other and your creativity in the face of the unknown. The sky is getting darker. Narrate your actions and roll the dice to resolve them. Alright, so what do we got here? Let's click on this, I guess. Alright, Sands of Glass. This is the backdrop. So I'll go ahead and share this. The Sands of Glass. This is a Nawa constellation. The Sands of Glass, strewn with the molten satellite impacts after the Moonfall Wars. The sands are a haven for scavengers. 3 rival towns fight to survive. Basin, an oasis run by weather ghosts. Ozim. Ozim, a fleet of nomadic raiders. Raiders' tents. And the hunted ruins of Gom. Above it all, the crippling satellite Burnham glows red, spreading a nanovirus that warps machines into monsters. As a recent truce crumbles, fractions arm for war, or hunt for the super weapon supposedly buried in the dunes by the lost Dustcatcher clan. Alright, so, did I share this one? So that's the backdrop.
Nobody's a mech, correct?
I don't think so.
I don't
I'm
think
not.
so.
So she needs to give us a mech ally.
So that's the backdrop. Now this is the story mode. The Devil's Hour. The Sands of Glass. War satellites called hours are banned by global treaty, but one still hangs low over the desert. Burnham, the nanovirus born by machines in the sands of glass, reacts to his call. When Burnham glows red in the heavens, mechs assume feral, monstrous forms. Now he's on the rise, and an ally's been exposed to the withering black sand of the nanovirus. Help them find a cure. If you can survive the blood red nights and the warped machines hungry for prey. Sounds like Zelda. Breath of the Wild, anyone? The Blood Red Moon? Goal. Find the antidote for a mech who will turn monstrous each night. Add a mech ally or player. So, how do I add a mech ally? That's a great question. Mech ally.
Do you have a player, Ashley? Or
No, I don't. I just picked out cards.
okay.
So
Are you supposed to have a player, or do you operate as a GM?
I just operate. Narrate your actions and roll dice to resolve them.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
the GM.
Okay.
So, like, she can throw cards at us. Like, I think there's a pool she has, and if, like, she struggles to like, have narration, she can draw a card from this, like, events type
yeah.
deck, and
I
that will,
have-
like, cause things to happen. But she
Hmm.
only has so many, like, points to spend. Like, she has a pool, right?
Right now it says 0. But, so in my collections for those, I have a backdrop, which is the Sands of Glass. We have the stories. I have the Devil's Hour. But there's all other stories within the the Sands of Glass. There's various scenes. Looks like I have I have 2 in this one. There's a bunch of extras that cost some points that I don't have, it looks like. There's props. I got various types of props. And there's some twists that you can throw in. Yeah, so you can throw in some twists. Let's see. I need to... I do have a reference card in here as well for stats and such that that's sharing with everybody. To the table. Yeah, I have 3 scenes here. But I'm trying to figure out how to add. So add a mech ally or player. How do I add a mech ally or player?
Is it on the right, Ashley? Because, like, we have a dice roller thing and we have, like, a points thing at the top.
Yeah, I have the dice.
Maybe you
and
have more
points.
options as the GM.
I have spend tokens into collections on the right hand side, so I'm just kind of scrolling down to see what I got here. Okay, so I see your guys's. Oh, maybe I have to do it here somewhere. Where? Okay, so I see your guys's cards. I see who each of you guys pick. I see the axe, cricket, and Gaikoma. But how do I add?
Yeah, apparently the axe is friends with the bear.
Maybe spend token?
Oh, is there on the back? Isn't there? There's like some story shit, isn't there?
Play an extra player prop.
Oh, okay. So collections,
Move.
your decks, and you play cards at the table. Okay. Then what I have on the table is my card. Okay. I ain't getting this.
Oh, I'm a female. Okay. Giacomo De Luca.
Yeah, I think we might be friends, or at least know each other.
I would have assumed
does it?
that.
Well, in one of my cards, talks about so when
Yeah, yeah.
Indra,
Ashley, can you
young
show them the screen? Like
Yeah.
Brad can't see any of the cards.
Well, I didn't want to show too much because I wasn't too sure how this would play out. So.
Well, I mean, you could show the collection area or whatever, right?
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something here.
All right, sorry, Phil. I'm looking for me being connected to you. Is it on a specific card of yours?
it just talks about yeah, it's on one of my cards. One of my super moves in the description. It says when Indra, a young traveler, asked for help finding his friend Gayakoma, it sounded like a simple trip. So it looks like I was traveling with Indra to come
Okay.
to help him find you.
Okay.
So maybe I'm not friends with you, but I knew Indra, so if any of your stuff mentions Indra. Although it
Well,
says
cool. I fled to the Sands of Glass, which is where we're at.
yeah, that's the same here. It's like written for mine too. I
Yeah,
was like
'cause-
traveling to find you, but then Indra apparently could teleport and like dropped us in some ruined city, corrupt teeming with corrupted mechs beneath the red glow of an hour satellite. So
Okay.
Where are you finding that at?
you can flip the cards, so some of them have narratives on the back, like your super moves. If you flip them over, some have like a little story with them.
Okay.
I don't really understand how they interact. Like, I guess I would think like the highlighted things are suggestions for when you might use these super moves, and then like in the narrative part, and then on the other side is like the technical thing that can happen. Like, I think there's a narrative version of your ability and a here's the rules of how it works version,
Okay.
I think.
No, because yeah, we're gonna. I'm about ready to say screw the thing. We're just going to do it. Oops, that did not do what I want. Dang it! Now I got all that messed up. Boo. What happened here? Trying to fix something and now it's broken. Dang it.
Yeah, reading my cards, the only one I'm linked with is the that armored bear.
Now we gotta remove that. Dang it.
Yeah, basically, I was in the syndicate, and I got sick of being in it, and so I fled, and I came to this desert, and then I was with some scavengers, but then I think they got killed by the mechs from the virus, the nanovirus.
I can read all your cards too, it looks like.
Oh, nice.
I think if you scroll down, I can see the other
Okay.
players' cards, and
Oh, cool.
although I can't flip them. Oh yeah, I can. If I hit view.
Okay.
Interesting.
Brief synopsis of mine is apparently I was a renowned artist and food connoisseur, and I apparently nitpicked everything. And I'm excellent at spotting forgeries, so I was at a fancy dinner, and some group tried to rob the place, and I loudly pointed out they all had fake weapons. That they were counterfeit. And I got killed by an antique axe, and now my soul lives in it. And then apparently there was that armored bear, kind of taught me how to control earth, and the bear controls ice. So apparently the bear wields me, and between the two of us, we have some sort of maelstrom of ice and earth, and just destroy things.
That's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, my character is a young lady whose parents died in a monsoon, but they had made all of this fancy acoustic equipment, so she uses that to hear really well. And like with her parents gone, the deafening silence of their absence made her want to hear noise, so she started using the equipment and joined a news group traveling around chasing around news stories and adventure.
Alright, we're just gonna
Kind of like
do
a Laura
that.
Croft.
Put
looks
that in
like.
the bottom right corner. So that is the Sands of Glass. Mom's in a ring, Paul's is an axe. The object of possessions, yep. But yeah, so that's the Sands of Glass. Very nice art. I love the coloring. I'm not gonna lie. I really picked it for the coloring. Plus, kind of the dune feel with sands and such. But this is the Devil's Hour. Really kind of pretty there, but I still can't find anything about how to add a mech ally or player. I still can't find it anywhere on this thing. I would assume that you would be able to just click on this and just be like, oh yeah, sure, let's add it. No, I just have all these cards or whatever.
Under your collection.
No.
If you go into collection, it doesn't give you like.
Nope, no characters. I have backdrop stories, scenes, extras, props, twists. Yeah, I don't. New pet. Let's see. Yeah.
What about on the left? Like if you hit the hamburger.
Yeah, the hamburger thing. It just rules, settings, transcript.
Hey, you would think it'd be in your collection, Ashley, because like in my collection, I have other cards. I think that I would get when I upgrade. Like I have different super moves and stuff, right?
Yeah, but unless it's an extra. I wonder if it's an extra.
And I don't have on the table right now. Because like my one card is called the Skybreaker. That's my super move. But if I hit on collection, I also have a move called Citadel, and then I have another move called Once Burned.
Nope.
If you go into the Devil's Hour card, Ashley, does it have options for you? Like on some of mine, it has roll or flip.
No. Let's see. So going to it just says goal. There's like nothing else to. I can't. Let's see here. Nope, that's not it. Oh wait, here we go. What's no hide settings? I don't want to hide. Just says story when I flip it over. Peak doesn't do what I want. It just moves along. Yeah, it really doesn't say anything to how to add. Seems kind of broken. You guys may just have to be out.
Trying to save Carl.
Yeah. Good luck. I don't know where else to go. I play extra, play as prop, play twist, steal arm, make a move. I wonder if it's an extra. Merchant. These don't look like. Sandstorm. Yeah. Nope. Got some promo cards here. Guess I just don't know. Let's see, even. Someone's clicked on the X card? Oh!
I don't know. I was just messing with it.
Alright, so someone's clicked on the X card, whatever that is. Rewind a bit to adjust the narrative so everyone's comfortable before continuing. Alright, what is the X card?
I don't know, but it kicked us out of the. It kicked me out of the game.
It seems like a card like, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this content.
Oh.
I think.
I'm out.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
I gotta come back in. Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
Oh, that's what the. Well,
Where'd
there's
you
rules.
find that?
In the settings, like on the left,
Oh,
like
for the X. Okay, yeah.
there's like a little drop. There's like a menu that opens, and I was just clicking on stuff, trying to see if I could change stuff. Maybe Ashley, you have different settings as you come in as the GM.
I didn't. So this is a character. I wonder if I can find something kind of similar to this in the extras. Nope, I have transcripts, settings, introduction, rules, X card, and end game. Maybe settings? Before play, during play. Was this click the roll of dice right before confirming?
Well, the quick reference in the rulebook says, play the backdrop and a story, play 3 scenes face down, read aloud the intro, backdrop, and story.
Yeah.
Let players introduce their characters. Why are they here? You want to add in an ally, though, right?
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah. Because it
Add a
says,
mech ally or
set
player.
remaining story and scene cards aside.
Yeah, they don't have like in the rulebook they don't talk about adding an ally.
Yeah, like none of these extras.
Yeah, but our other card also says to, like, if you look at the rescue card, if you look at that card, it also says, save your friend and escape. Add an unused player card to scene 3.
Leave in the link to player characters and their backstories.
Can you add an ally as a scene card, maybe?
It should be in the scenes then. But I don't see it in the scenes. Oh man, this is stupid. How do I go scroll to the other side? Like there's more cards to the right that I can't see.
You could try holding shift in the scroll wheel. Sometimes
not
that's
working.
side to side. No.
It's not working. Let's do this. Zoom out.
Click and drag, highlight them.
Oh
Thumbs
gosh,
up.
it's so tiny now. But yeah, just there you go. Although it didn't help me with anything. I think they need some help with their website. Alright, so I might just have to call it without good luck and see where we go from there. Ooh, got more scenes could do. That's cool.
Well, the only reason you got to add a robot in is so that somebody, like, gets corrupted by the red nanobot, right? Like, if we don't have a robot with us, then we could just be like, we're cool.
Right.
Unless
whole
somebody
point
wants to play a robot.
But
I mean,
how
I
d-
can. I can play as a werewolf robot. That one looked cool.
How? Kind of. Watch this.
I mean, the game does it does say like talking about props.
I can recall it, and I can do a different one.
Add a mech or ally players. I feel like you should be able to click on something, Ashley.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, I figured maybe, let's click on the green. Okay, the green does absolutely nothing. Let's click on add a mech or ally. Okay, that does absolutely nothing. Like, nothing in here lets me click on it. It's actually very, very frustrating.
And there's nothing on the right-hand side.
Nothing different than what you guys have.
Which is so weird.
And when you click on collection, you don't have other cards in there?
I have other cards, but they don't. It's hard to tell what is.
Yeah, so you should be able to pick it and then play it. Like, I can pick other cards and hit play. Like, when I go into my collection, there are 4 cards that are not grayed out, and I can hit play.
Is it a prop then, or is it a?
No, there should be ally
extra
cards, right?
Or a twist? I don't think it's a twist.
Here, let me go back to the rules.
It's maybe an extra that I gotta pay for?
What type of cards are there?
I don't think that'd be it.
Is there not a card called Ally?
Nope. Nope. I'm thinking they might be underneath one of the extras.
Here, let's...
But it seems like these are like things that you guys can fight.
It must be a player card. Can you add a player card to the board, Ashley?
Mm-mm.
Like
Clicked on everything I could find.
none of the player cards are in your collection?
Nope. Let me return back to the table. I even thought maybe...
Like, go back into your collection and then share your whole screen on Twitch. Or not on Twitch, on Discord.
Oops, not that one. It's really tiny because that's how I get to see all of them.
Here, I'll share my screen.
We're just kind of... We'll just take over this whole...
Like, if you look at my screen, if I go back to the Atma...
I think we got froze, or I got froze here.
Yeah, we're all... Right, because you're streaming on Discord.
Oh, okay.
You don't see my screen?
I'm looking at Ashley's screen.
Yes, I see it. Things are again...
No, and if you go into Discord...
Yeah, that's what I clicked view stream on Ashley.
But it messes everything up on my screen, too, so...
Oh.
It moves things. But yeah, character...
This is what I was saying. Like, if you guys can see my screen, if I highlight over this card, it allows me to play it.
Yeah, I get the option to
From
play
the
this.
collection.
I don't have the same
Right.
options.
So...
Because this is what I have. So we have the backdrop, we have the story, we have the
Yep.
scenes, we have the extras,
Yep.
we have the props, the twist, and then this is it. It goes back into the scenes, the story, the extras, some props, some twists, and reference card.
The extras, what are those?
They're not the player characters.
They're not
They're
player
like,
they're not
characters.
player
They're
characters.
just like monsters or
no,
something else.
those are all different things. They're like
these
bad
are
guys.
promos. It's not in here at all.
Oh.
Yeah, that's weird that you don't have...
I click on this and I just get transcript, settings, introduction, rules,
Yep.
X card, end game. I don't get anything.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Besides, there will be no added robot. You guys will have to imagine one.
Okay.
And let's see if I can everything. Okay, well the freezing has stopped, but you'll have to stop sharing your screen for us all to go back to our little homes.
Alright, I'll stop streaming.
Alright. So, yeah, okay. So we'll make this small again, I guess, because I don't...
Alright, let's introduce our characters. Phil,
Yeah.
go for it, buddy.
Oh, I just did, didn't I?
Alright.
I think Paul and I did, didn't we?
Kind of, yep.
I think I was reading shit, so I wasn't paying attention. Would you introduce yourself again for me? Just briefly? I was trying to solve the Ashley how to add a player thing.
Oh.
And I was reading the rules.
So basically, I was a world-renowned sculptor. Very hoity-toity. Like, nitpicked everything when I go to restaurants and stuff. I guess chefs hate me. But
Yeah, that sounds about right.
thwarted a robbery one time because I loudly pointed out that everything they were carrying was a forgery and wasn't real. During one of the art shows, I was killed by an antique axe, which apparently has killed plenty of other artists, and all of our souls end up in the axe. So that's kind of where I live now. And then apparently some armored bear started wielding me and taught me how to control my earth powers, and the bear controls ice powers and fire. So between the two of us, we had like an unstoppable maelstrom of fire and ice, and with basically a rampaging bear with an axe, which sounded pretty cool.
And now you've lost your bear, and you wound up in the desert.
Yep.
Your robot bear was oh, that could be our ally. Your robot bear was corrupted by the nanites.
There we go. We'll use that. We'll just kind of go with it.
We'll do that. Yeah. I don't know if the bear was a robot or not. But we'll go with it.
Well, he had like mech shit on him. Let's say it corrupted him.
Okay, we'll go with that.
All right, Phil.
I'm a lady whose parents died. She has sound equipment now, can hear stuff really well. And she's a reporter looking for adventure, kind of Laura Croft style.
All right.
Cool.
And I'm a former syndicate member who faked her own death and ended up in the Sands of Glass, and now I lead a group of scavengers called the Dust Catchers. And we crash satellites. I have a hammer that can bring satellites down from the sky, apparently. And my crew was corrupted by the nano satellite thing that's causing the red moon.
Cool.
All right, Ashley.
All right.
Reveal your scene.
So let's take the first scene. You have cool. I have got 3 points for sharing scene 1. So the Towers of Gom. Gom's ruined spires still just jut above the sand, riddled with owl turrets, rope bridges, and chasms descending. Owl turrets. Yeah, AI turrets. Sorry, it looks like an owl. AI turrets.
Oh God.
It looks like an owl. But AI turrets, rope bridges, and chasms, descending to a sunken city below. Burnham's least fantastical followers. Okay. Fanatical. Thank you. I'm like, that sounds much better. Trade incense and photoshops with explorers dodging scorpions and falling rubble. The players might learn a few things. Goals: to clear a block path for a bulky payload or restore a stolen relic to its rightful place. I don't know if I read the players might learn that or not, but I share the card, so I guess it's whatever you guys have. Whatever you see. If you see it, then I'm supposed to read it.
Yeah, we can look at the cards ourselves too. We can just click on it and view.
Okay, so I guess you should be able to see then. Players might learn that sun mirrors illuminate a cryptic mural. Exiles fight in an arena for redemption. And red skies raise dead mechs out of the sand. Alright.
So I think we're supposed to have all of our cards light side up.
What side up?
Light side up.
What's the light side?
The narrative.
Okay.
Yeah, one side's black, one side's white. Because we don't have all of our moves unlocked. We have to complete scenes to unlock our moves.
Oh.
Probably would have been good if we read the rules as I'm like skimming through them. Like,
it was not very clear with the rules when I remember reading it.
I mean, the rulebook is sweet. It's like 10 pages. It's really easy to read. There's lots of pictures. It's a really nice rulebook.
I just had issues reading.
But
yeah, actually, your rulebook is more. You have pages 11 through 27. Our rulebook's a lot shorter.
It says, yeah, playing the game. They describe the area, what you could do, anything that makes sense for your character. There are no turns or explicit limits on what you can and can't do. Instead, you work with the GM and other players to describe your character's actions and progress the story. A character with wings might fly. A smart character might invent something. You aren't just limited to your character. You can and should help the GM flesh out the story and the world. If you're not sure, ask the GM. They'll help you weave ideas into the narrative and figure out what you can do. So I'm thinking trench coats and katanas or whatever.
Oh,
Yep.
right. Okay.
Weighing your option. Your character cards provide fuel to help decide and describe what you want to do. All text and images on these cards are there to inspire your narrative. Each card will furnish you with an ability. Some require rolling dice, others do not. Some describe props you have access to. Your character card shows your health, which is reduced by taking harm. Your character card and super moves also have modifiers called stats used when performing moves. Player moves. So some actions are possible, but they may not succeed. When you narrate one of these actions, you trigger a move, and you roll 2 six-sided dice to see what happens. Many character cards describe unique moves you can use. Default moves are found on the player reference card. Use them when your actions don't have an explicit unique move. Every move that requires a roll will also use a stat. The result of the move is determined by adding the value of the rolled dice and the chosen stat. 7 or higher is a success. There are no turns and no rerolls. After rolling, keep the dice in front of you. Unless you're playing solo, you can't roll again until someone else takes and rolls the dice. Encourage others to make moves so you can jump back in. Yeah.
Example of play I'm reading.
But,
It doesn't make sense.
The game is played across one stage. Where's the thing I was reading? Sorry, I'm trying to find the
Weigh in your options.
extra
What you can do.
stars.
Goals. Let's set up.
Okay, moving through the scenes. Each time a new scene begins, including the first, flip that scene card face up. And then there's some budget thing. I don't know if that's the GM. Oh yeah, I think that's for the GM. Goals. So as the scene begins, read its goals aloud. Let the players tell you which goal they'll pursue and how it will lead them towards the story goal. You can also help suggest ideas for linking the goals. A scene ends when the chosen goal is completed. Set aside extra props or twists that are no longer needed, and narrate the transition. Player roles.
History and show how it changes in response to players. Okay. Rewards, hazards, or both.
Class.
Twist. Okay. Extras are characters for you control. They have backgrounds and moves. Okay, that's what extras are. They didn't look like characters, but okay. The players on their cost. Extras typically arrive when you play their cost. What you can find.
All right. So.
The quick reference. That's what I was reading. So there's a quick reference on page 27. So the player setup says each player takes a character deck and starts the following cards in front of them left to right. Character, move, super move. The first 2 are dark side up. The last 2 are light side up.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, your first move is up, and then the 2 on the right should just be the narrative.
Okay.
And then there's the GM setup, and then play begins. Begin a scene by flipping it face up and earning its budget. You get 3 for scene 1, 4 for scene 2, 5 for scene 2.
So extras are people. So some of these extras that I see here are people, or characters. So.
Oh, is there a robotic character?
A what?
Can you add them as an ally?
I'm assuming they just says extras are extra characters. Let's see, what does it say? Ready to go back. Extras. Extras are characters for you to control. They have backgrounds and moves, and can use to make them interact with players. Some cost. Extras typically arrive when you pay their cost and are defeated by taking harm. You can always discount an extra's cost by 1 for each harm you bring into it with play. Some extras have their health split. There's a star on some of these. The name in a story, and you can use an extra star form for added flavor once you're familiar with the base version. That's fun. A few extra stars on both sides. These represent important characters of the setting. Well, that's cool to know.
Alright, so do we want to restore a stolen relic? Or do we want to clear a blocked path?
Our ultimate goal is to find an antidote, right?
That's the end goal.
Yeah.
To find an antidote.
Yes, we need to find an antidote.
So what if we think this stolen relic is like maybe runs a device that would keep the hours thing back online? I don't know.
Yeah, that could be.
Like
Okay.
it's a key fob, but you know, a fancy key fob.
Nice. It emits some sort of aura, maybe. I don't know.
So where are you guys planning on going?
Probably restore a relic is what we're looking at.
Restore a relic. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, so
Let's go back to the table. Let's see what I have here.
Cricket's here because she had heard heard a scoop about somebody working on this stuff, so maybe she would have found out about this like device through her contact.
Okay. I like it.
Okay. I'm adept at spotting forgeries, so maybe when we arrived there, I was able to deduce that the relic that was on display is actually a forgery and the real one is missing.
Hmm.
All right. So, and I'm sorry. Like I'm trying to read and add more stuff here. Let's see here.
Well, it looks like with my ability, like maybe we know.
Oops, that's not what I want.
Maybe I could get an interview to learn some more information. If I could, like, if we can interview this person who maybe let us know that there's a forgery, to get more information on where the real thing would be.
Okay.
So, and you guys just said restoring an object.
Yeah, a stolen relic to its rightful place.
All right, let's put that in there because I think that'd be fun to add to the table. Now I gotta zoom up my screen again so I can actually see what I'm doing. All right, so here we go. As you guys are trying to look for people or at least insider information and restore antiquities of various types, you find on your scavenging hunt and around everything and everywhere, you find a shard of antiquity, scrawled with forgotten glyphs and laced with Atma. This relic was plundered from the ruins in the next scene that you guys, I guess, are going to be coming into. If you return it to its home, you will earn goodwill from the locals along the way. You can also consult an expert. After all, counterfeits are common. You guys were just talking about this. This might be a hollow fake used to smuggle illicit goods. This shard may help translate a testy ancient recipe. It is tasty. Summoned to a sandstorm protector, conceal a diamond ring, or unlock a hidden tomb. is a prop that you guys found in your scene.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try and follow a hunch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna, I guess, roll my dice for it. So
Does she have to set a difficulty?
Do I?
there's a table for it. Like 7+ is a success in general, but there's the last page of the rule book has a table to help.
Oh, so if you get a 7 through 9, you narrate the action, but we give her another point to use on something.
Okay.
All right, roll it up, Phil. Let's see how your first roll does.
I have an action I want to take after you're done.
I think I got this right. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Success. The GM earns a point.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
So we should know if it's.
So you get to narrate what happens, Phil.
Yeah. That's true. So we're able to figure out through asking around and with the information I received from my editor, we're able to find this expert that I wanted to interview.
What's the expert's
Originally.
name, Phil?
His name is Brent.
All right.
Brent the expert. Sounds legit.
Brent Sherbert.
Brent Sherbert. Okay. It's
He's
becoming
really-
more real.
Yeah, he's really sensitive about his name.
Do most people call him Brett, and so
Yeah.
like he gets upset? He's like, no, it's Brent.
Brent.
Okay, Brett.
So is this the expert to see if it's a forgery or not? Is that what are you consulting the expert for?
Yeah.
Yeah, to see if it's a forgery, and if it is, if he knows where the real one is.
Okay. Because I actually have an ability for forgery stuff, so maybe I could be the expert.
Oh yeah,
Would that work?
that'd be cool. We found you.
Yeah. Because I'm not really tied into you guys in the story yet, I don't think.
Yeah, Brent is holding an axe.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck,
Whoa.
bro? Why are you holding an axe? And then
Whoa,
it starts talking to us.
Chill out.
Right. Nice. So I'm
right.
going to roll about the item's authenticity. So you just click
Control your
roll
axe,
dice,
Brent.
select the. What's that?
So control your axe, Brent. It's getting real mouthy.
Oh, you have no idea. This axe can get rowdy. So did you just click roll dice and then select an ability, or how did that work?
If you hit roll on the card, it had it pre-selected.
Oh. I think
If it has a stat, anyway.
it does. It says roll plus bright.
Yeah, and then it probably has bright like highlighted.
Yeah, bright's highlighted. Just click on
Yeah.
that.
And then I just hit the green check.
I didn't get anything.
All right, I have an action as well to, I think, tie up the scene.
I guess.
Did it not roll it? Or...
I just clicked on roll and I selected bright.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm just doing it manually, I guess.
Well, yeah, but I didn't. There we go. Paul succeeded.
Whoa.
Which
Barely.
gets another point.
Yeah.
So now you get to narrate what happens, Paul. So you know where the
Okay.
artifact is, right?
Yep. So, yeah, it says on a 7+, it's a worthy fake. Choose one. The owner is outraged. You spot the real one nearby, or it bursts into ghostly flames. I don't know. I guess.
Wait,
I
you
guess
said it was
maybe.
a fake?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
no.
worthy fake. So yeah, I guess we can go with I spot the real one nearby. I
Brent's
guess.
got it.
Yeah, it's in Brent's collection.
We gotta kill Brent.
Okay. All right. So this is great. So like, we're standing there, right? And all of a sudden, the fucking axe starts glowing, and it starts highlighting like a cabinet. And so I like wander over and I open the cabinet, and it's the fucking artifact we're looking for. There's a fake one on the table that explodes, and then I notice that Brent has been reading trashy novels,
Shit, Brent.
and
Tuscan love.
he notices me looking at his novels, and yeah, he goes to sleep. I don't know. It's a basic move. How do I do a basic move, Phil?
I think use your reference card.
Reference card?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you flip it over, there's the default moves on the back.
Okay. You flip it over.
I don't think I'm supposed to read what the players might learn that, but I'm not sure.
I don't see basic move on there. I see. Oh. Alright. When you observe something. Okay. So can you look at my card, an open book, Phil? Because I don't have roll on there. Right?
Your card open book?
Yeah. So like what I could say is, okay, like we noticed the real thing, and then I'm like, all right, let's come back. I don't remember your character's name. What's your character's name, Phil?
Cricket.
Cricket. I'm like, all right, Cricket, follow me. And then we leave, and after a couple of hours, Brent is reading this trashy novel, and he falls asleep. And we sneak back in, and we take the axe and the relic.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I don't know if I have to do a roll, because it just says, once per scene, say who is reading a book you know, and choose one action. And I choose Brent is put to sleep by the book.
Oh, I think it's automatic. Because
Yeah.
ours have a roll tied to it. Yours is just choose one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we leave after realizing Brent's hiding the real relic. And we come back. Cricket and Giacomo come back. Steal the axe and the real relic.
Nice. I like it.
So now that you have the relic,
Mm-hmm.
you guys plan to, I assume you guys are moving forward to, from I think what the relic says here, goes in the next scene.
I think so. We need to
Sounds
return it to whatever's in the next scene.
Alright, if you return it to its home, you'll earn goodwill from the local along the way. Alright, so on your path to return this shard to its rightful place. How do I share this one? Okay,
It's not revealed yet.
you shared a card. There you go.
Flip it! Flip it!
You guys find yourself from the lower regions of
Can't see it.
whatever that lets. Well, okay, what was it? The towers of Gom, and over to your way to the Basin Park. The Rain Ghost Galzier's. Oh gosh, Galzier's. Yeah, Galzier's seat of power is a lush business park. So lots of greenery everywhere. Ruthless traders cut deals in I can't speak, guys. Rooftops, gazebos patrolled by high-price mercenaries. Gilded estates under construction keep halting due to mishaps. Want intel? Ask a keen-eared food vendor. So goals. You can clear the turn on your way to the Basin Park. You find where this belongs and return it to its rightful owners. But on the way there, you hear clear debris that you can. So you kind of overhear some people talking in the streets. A lot of merchants and everything, and on your way going through the marketplace, you hear about a meeting between corporate conspirators. So you got, but you also see that, and here, and then you keep going down the road, from returning or this ancient relic there, to debris. You see debris that damage some infrastructure. So, and people cleaning it out, and looks like they may need help, but there's also a meeting between corporate conspirators that you guys have found the time and location just by browsing around and looking, or at least something is going to be happening. So, what are you guys gonna do? Clear the debris that damages the infrastructure, or spy on a meeting between corporate conspirators? Players.
Show us the card.
I thought I did. I said share.
No, just a scene.
Yeah, just showed the back of it. It says scene. I think you gotta flip it.
There you go. Sorry, guys.
There we go. Now we can see it.
There we go.
Yeah, so the players might learn that squirrel bots steal letters and leftovers. Very important. Must know that. They also can go
Squirrel
crazy.
girl.
I mean, huh?
Squirrel girl. She's got squirrel bots running around.
Yeah, I better conquer. That moon's coming around. Conquer's bad for a day. Might be real for you guys. Rain and sand marajas are feuding, and each tree hides a force shield emitter.
So we're on our way to return the relic?
Yes, you guys still have the. Oh boy. Let me. Rain goes.
And we should have our. So since it's a new scene, we have our another card,
So
another basic move available.
Let's see, Rain goes. So yeah, so you guys are on your way to return it to the Basin Park there. And on the way of returning it, you hear information about. You can see that there's damage to some infrastructure. People are clearing it out. You can see that. But you kind of pick up in the hushed tones of the town that there is a meeting going on between some corporate conspirators.
Yeah, so your basic move that your open book is a basic move, Eric.
Oh, yeah, but I thought you said we get to reveal 2 cards at the beginning.
Yeah,
No?
we do.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, I guess they're labeled. The first 2 cards that we reveal are basic move cards, and then the last ones are super move.
Oh, I just didn't have a roll with that one.
Yeah, you just didn't have a roll. Just
Yeah, this one has a roll. My second
Yeah.
one has a roll.
Okay.
So what is the 9? So mine says something happens on a 9 dash. Is that
Well, that's a
9 or less?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we don't roll higher than a 9, she gets a point.
Okay.
Well, mine causes stuff.
Or no, mine costs. Yeah, mine says someone plots to overthrow you.
Okay.
But is that 9 or less, or exactly on 9?
9 or less, I think.
Okay.
Because if you look at the
Yeah.
last page of the rule book,
Yeah.
like a 6 or less, you can either fail and you get to narrate your action and gain a point, or 6 or less, you can succeed and then the GM gets 2 points.
Yeah. Well, and it's also failure. The GM narrates the action and gains a point, or success, and you get to narrate your own action as a success, but the GM gains 2 points.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess for this one, we return the relic, and then we're doing either the clear or the spy.
Well, we're on our way to return the relic, is what I thought she said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I just kind of threw that in
we're
for
en route.
I threw that in there for alliteration for transition because otherwise I don't
Oh,
know how to
okay.
get that in there.
Okay, got it.
The exact
So we're not.
verbiage of the card is complete is
But we gotta
the rain ghost Kalzir seats seat of power of lush business park.
Mhm.
Ruthless traders cut deals on rooftops, gazebos patrolled by high-priced mercenaries. Gilded estates under the construction keep halting due to mishaps.
Okay, so we're just passing through.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
think so. Like,
Well, the relic could be in the Basin Park, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
per the card,
Well, I
it
guess
said the next scene, so it's from the Basin
what
Park.
I'm thinking is like we went to Basin Park because we think that's where the relic needs to go to like get plugged back into where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
But then we find like the structure's damaged and there's like debris everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think technically, like, if you go back to the first card, I think we're supposed to, like, talk with people in town, and then we could learn about the sun mirrors, right? And maybe the relic is a part of the sun mirror, you know, that kind of thing, right? Like, you can use the ideas on the card to then try to drive where the relic goes, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I don't think players might learn that.
Yeah, those are ideas for you, Ashley, to kind of like
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
keep the story
we're all
moving.
creating it, right?
Yeah, we're all creating it. That's
Okay.
true.
Hey everyone.
Who said hey everyone?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, hey, who said that?
Brian
I don't
Reynolds said that.
Oh,
Oh,
it's like what?
Hmm.
What is an Almoraz? I have no idea how to pronounce that.
yeah, I did my best.
El Maria Mirages? Miras?
How do you spell it?
With letters.
I'm trying to Google it. I didn't want to keep flipping back and forth. Mirjes?
Okay, so
That doesn't seem right.
Each tree hides a force shield emitter.
Okay. So, do we want to clear debris that has damaged the infrastructure that might be blocking our way to getting the relic in its home? Or do we want to spy on a meeting between corporate conspirators to learn more information about restoring this relic? I don't know if we're supposed to carry the relic on through.
Well, I mean, the goal was to restore a stolen relic to its rightful place for the last one. So to beat the last one, we had to have put it back in its rightful place.
Okay. Oh, okay. So Ashley was just using that for transition then.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, so what I was thinking is like we get here and we put the relic back,
Yeah.
but then it's like part of a facility that's like damaged, and maybe the part we need to get to fix, there's debris in the way that we need to clear.
Okay.
That might get things up and working again. Like the device, we plug it in, but it doesn't do anything, and we're like, oh shit, maybe all this broken stuff around here is the problem.
Or we plug it in and like a fucking earthquake happens. Because it's an ancient relic, like powered some like underground machines, which created a bunch of debris in the city, and we're like, oh
Okay,
shit,
yeah.
we might want to clean up our mess we created. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that.
That's no moon. Yeah, we walked into this cave and we plugged in the device and we realized we're in a giant space slug and
Which one do you want to do?
all right, so we get there, we plug it in, there's an earthquake, debris falls. We got to clear this thing up. But we're also in like this weird place, right? With like weird deals and stuff happening, and there's like estates and stuff that.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe we see squirrels like running away. We're like, oh shit, they saw us. Like we feel like we gotta clean it up so we don't get arrested or something.
Yeah, you'll probably see some squirrels running away with like parchment or letters stuck in their mouth or food. Basically whatever they want. Their leftovers can range from like maybe a turkey sandwich, some peanuts, to maybe the whole turkey itself, and not just a turkey leg. But they're running away with stuff. They may have some problem.
Maybe we see like some equipment at one of like the construction sites at one of the estates next door, and we're like, oh, we could totally use that equipment.
Yeah, that's great. So then I walk up to one of the guys operating the bulldozer, and I'm like, "You work for me now," and I'm going to use my usurper card. So I can ask the GM for an extra that I've recruited.
An extra. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Preferably somebody who's a construction worker or has an ability to move heavy objects. I don't know.
Let's see what we got here. Alright, so you walked over to the construction worker and...
Do I have to roll for this first part, Phil, or is it just when I command them to do stuff?
It looks like just when you command them.
Okay. So yeah, I want an extra, Ashley.
You want an extra?
Yeah.
Alright.
I walk up to the construction site and I'm like, hey man, we need your help. We'll pay you and give you food and stuff. We are sex babam.
Alright, so... You recruit a basin trader.
Oh.
Basin traders. Their merchant caravans haul water across the dunes, trading for raw Atma to fuel Lord Galzier's. Bargaining is a sport for them. Some earn extra via theft. A few shower strangers with altruism. To repel attacks, they deploy armor and catapults, while Mirage guard drum of sandstorms. See the what? Oh, I got stuff on the. Oh, that's a star side, star extra. But yeah, so traders might see hidden value in a mundane item. Fight over discounts. be someone's friend or relative, or ride just to... Okay, so this is just some ideas here. Okay.
All right, so yeah, so we see these traders, and they got a bunch of camels, and we get them to like kind of use ropes, and then they're like pulling the debris with their camels to help clear the path.
Okay. Yeah, and I think some of the things we need to clear, there's not really a good object to try and wrap the rope around. So I'm going to instruct you to smash me into the ground.
Okay, I'll smash you into the ground to try to break up some of this debris so it's more manageable.
So I roll plus tough. Ooh, success. Alright, so the earth rises into a towering statue, which gives us an anchor point for the rope.
Nice.
You guys
Now,
have
actually,
rope?
you have a lot of points.
I know,
you should
I'm
be
looking
like
at
throwing shit at us, like
I'm looking.
shit we have to
Like
overcome.
we're marching through this.
So, yeah, some of the stuff actually doesn't... Yeah, there's a few things you use points for, but not a lot.
All right, so we're using the trader and this new tower as like a leverage point to like move this debris. Unless something prevents us from doing that.
So,
You
yeah.
have twists and you have all that.
Yeah,
good
which
stuff.
is... I was been looking for some good ones here. So a twist gets thrown into your... As you are pounded into the ground... And I gotta go back to the table so I can read it. As you're pounded into the ground there to create this thing to wrap some rope around and do what you want to try to help clear the rubble, Silal, a colossal dust of Mirage, awakens. Rarely, but always in a mood for mischief. Now she looms over the horizon, drinking up the desert to feel her churning form. Her voice thunders over the dunes, posing an eerie riddle, or observed quiet quest. Offers a satisfying reply, and she drifts harmlessly back to the rest. Fail, or ignore her, and she will wash over the scene like a tidal wave. What does she demand? That's a great question. What does she demand? Would have been nice to have some ideas here, card. Thanks, card.
She demands the shard of antiquity, which we gladly hand over to her, so she does not disturb our ability to remove the rubble.
Wait, isn't that what we... That was the thing,
That's
though,
the
right?
antique that you gotta return. What she demands is a vial...
No, that's not the antique. That's a prop we got, right? She said
That's
we
true.
found it.
Yeah, but we destroyed it when we found out it was a fake.
No, there was other fakes with it because there's a bunch of shards. So that's what I was assuming when Paul was using his thing, because it was... The card I gave you was real. But when Paul did his thing, I was like, okay, so I guess, they found it with a bunch of other shards, but they found the real shard within the bunch of other shards. So, but yeah, you do have that as a
Okay.
prop.
If you guys don't want to use the shard, that's fine.
No,
I'm
yeah,
good with
I'll
that.
do the shard. I guess it just kind of... Yeah. Cool. Just give her the shard.
What?
Well, I mean, it actually decides what she demands.
Yeah, we're
You're
gonna...
the GM.
So what she desires, what she desires is a vial of black sand. So this sandstorm desires a vial of black sand.
Where can we get one?
I don't know, you got a merchant with you.
Yeah. So. I will command the merchant to go try to trade for some black sand, I guess. All right.
Alright, and she gives you 24 hours to find her the vial of black sand. Alright. So
Success.
is there anything I have to roll for the merchant? Right, over discounts. Okay. So the merchant bows and goes to one of the many locations of, the rooftops there above, scrounging for black sand, talking to some well-known associates that dabble in secrets of the unknown and rarities and oddities of various types. You start getting a little bit nervous because, the time, it's taking probably a little longer than you experience or you planned on having, but eventually after about 20 hours, because she gave you 24 hours, about 20 hours he returns back with a vial of black sand. You don't see this every day. An agitated sample of pure nanites from which the weaponized plague stems. These aren't contagious, but they are dangerous. When exposed to ignorant matter, they quickly transmute into a new substance. An old helo stamp reads, property of Encantado.
Encantado.
Encanto. Thank you, Encanto. I can't read. Maybe that they want it back?
Disney's Encanto.
Encanto. Okay. Property of Encanto.
We don't talk about Bruno.
No. But the merchant also tells you that this counteracts nearby nanorites infections. Affect metal quickly. Glass not at all. Releases atomic energy and threaten all nearby mechs. Counteracts nearby nanites infections. So yeah.
Could this be our antidote?
Don't think so, because it threatens mechs. I don't know. I guess
Maybe
what
we
is
should,
the...
figure out who this Encantado is. Encantado. Maybe he's got a different version of it.
That could be. Because, yeah, it's a nanovirus, so I don't know if it's necessarily nanites. Maybe.
Well, it says an agitated sample of pure nanites.
Well, maybe, because it says now he's on the rise and an ally's been exposed to the writhing black sand of the nanovirus. So, yeah, maybe it's a corrupted version of that black sand. Yeah, I don't know, we could try and find that Encantado.
Well, don't we have to save our friend too? Don't we have 2 goals?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just as a reminder, your main goal is to find an antidote for a mech who will turn monstrous each night.
I mean, could you track down our friend that could maybe help us find the mech? Crickets? Cricket. God damn it, it's always sunny. Now I see you playing the bongo drums.
I do not get this reference.
You don't know Jiminy Cricket from It's Always Sunny?
Nope.
God,
I can't watch it. It's Always Sunny.
Why? Because of Lizzie?
No, because it's depressing.
It's funny! Yes! Thank you, Slam. Rickety Cricket. That's correct.
I was thinking Mulan because I believe that cricket also bangs the drums at some point.
I could try and. Well, I don't know, because I. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I really have anything. I mean, it's not like I can secure an exclusive interview with this guy.
So,
I mean, is there something I can follow a hunch on?
let's see here.
That doesn't quite fit.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you've heard the name Encantado.
Sure. All right.
Well, it says our friend has left. Well, no, I was thinking about the rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Because it says our friend has left a string of breadcrumbs that only you can see, clues, secret signs, and callouts to past adventurers. Track them down and set them free.
Maybe Encantado is like a code name for our friend.
Okay.
Oh,
And it means like
Okay.
meet at a certain spot or something.
okay.
Alright, so you have 4 hours before the sandstorm comes for what she demands there, the black sand. As you guys are debating if you guys want to use this as is this possibly a cure or not, and what does the Encanto, Encanto, I can't say it now, means or whatnot, the trader there, absentmindedly slipping through the shard of antiquity there that's on it, that is with you there, but he's absentmindedly looking at it, and he makes a mention that he's like reading it, and he makes a mention about a protector, that this shard has the ability to protect from sandstorms, and can summon a protector of such.
Mm.
Just and then he talks about it, what it should, when you place the shard in its rightful home in the let's see, it belongs to the scene. What's the scene name? In the Basin Park, in the heart of Basin Park, a protector for will be summoned and will protect the city from any sandstorms that threaten it.
Well, that sounds useful.
You guys got 4 hours. What do you guys want to do?
I'm thinking we might want to put that shard in heart of Bassin Park and kind of let the sandstorm do its thing, since we'll be protected from it. And then we can use that vial of black sand possibly as an antidote, or track down that person.
Okay.
Encanto.
Makes sense.
And see if we can either use the vial of black sands as the antidote, or find out if there's a way that we can modify it.
Perfect. Execute plan, Paul.
All right. So as you guys decide that this is a better option than handing over this black sand of nanites, you guys make your way to the heart of the city, going through twists and turns, dodging people in between and various rubble that does threaten the structure of the city there. You get there, and you're looking for it looks, if you guys watch Temple of Doom, there's a statue, and on top of the statue is this creature looks like over time it's been weathered and worn, so it's hard to make out precisely what this creature is. You just know it's a creature of some sort. But below that, there's like a little cavern where people put offerings. What do you guys do with that shard? There is writing around, by the way, around the basin, and writing going up each corner of the pillar that matches the writing on your shard. You guys
Wait, I'm
have about
confused.
2 hours took you guys about 2 hours to get the heart of the city. It's a big city. It's one of the big
Okay, so we're in the heart of the city. There's some statue.
Yeah, it's like a big pillar, big square pillar. And at the base, there's some ancient writing that matches what you have on the shard. It matches. Like, if you put the shard next to it, you can see where it's clearly the same alphabet. There's also writing going up each of the corners of this square pillar. But on top of the square pillar, there's some type of creature. Over time, it's kind of hard to make out, but it looks like it could be a bear, could be a squirrel, could be a dog, cat, maybe a slime. It's just been weathered. It's very, very old. Looks like it's been here, and maybe what inspired the park, the city that kind of stayed up, which is probably why it's called the Heart. But just below that statue, there's like an open cavern. And you see that this is kind of where people may put offerings. So you see some leftover foods, maybe some nuts, some trinkets that maybe some kids put there. But yeah, so where do you want to put the shard? Because you assume that this must be the heart of, or at least this thing is probably of description of the heart.
Does it look like there's any like spots, like chunks missing that this piece could fit into?
No, not really. Not for this shard. Just that open area that looks like where you put offerings.
I don't know. Should we try putting the shard in that cavern, in that cavity?
Do it.
Do it. Put it in the cavity, Paul.
Well, one of you two are probably going to need to, because I'm an axe.
That's fair.
Well, I'm holding the axe, so I nominate you, Rickety Cricket.
Put my shard in the crevice.
Alright, with what hand?
In the crevasse.
No-handed.
With your mind powers.
Yes. So as you put this, not looking like there's anywhere else to really put this shard, you put the shard inside with the other offerings, and you see the shard shoot up to the top of that basin, kind of like it hit a missing spot underneath where you guys couldn't see, but it magnetically pulled up into it. And then all the hieroglyphics around the base start going all in a nice little circle, and then going up the sides, and then the statue itself starts to light up, and you can see fine little cracks that get bigger and bigger until it explodes, and there's a bright light that that shoots up to the sky, and that light takes the form of the mechanical squirrels. So, and that mechanical squirrel will fight. It's just a big ball of light that just decided to take the form of squirrels because the squirrels have invaded the park, and obviously a big part of the basin park there. So, and they seem to run free and rampant anyway. So, it must be, this. You think that maybe it's kind of like a sacred animal in this city, why they probably don't get rid of their squirrel problem. But yeah, so it takes the shape of like an iridescent blue squirrel. You can see like where it looks like they're made imitation, where it's imitating like panels and such. But it then goes to attack the sandstorm that was threatening to take over the scene, take over and just bulldoze or flood the city with its sand. And it protects. It also puts a dome over the city as it does this, so that way it does not have any repercussions from their battle. And eventually, at some point, after watching the blue mechanical light squirrel come and fight this sandstorm and this epic battle of one-on-one, you don't know which one's going to win sometimes, and you see, like, sometimes the sand comes over the dome and just engulfs the dome itself. But, so when you're looking out of the dome, you can see the sand trying to get in under the dome, but it cannot. And then eventually the sand is dissipated. And then in where that not really recognizable sculpture was, the sculpture now looks very recognizable and very detailed, by the way. But it's a sculpture now of a mechanical squirrel.
Oh.
Interesting.
Nice.
So, yeah. So you have defeated the sandstorm.
Nice.
And I would assume you no longer have the shard of whatever. So.
Antiquity, I would assume
How
not.
do I recall that now? What? Oh, I can move this? That's cool. I can move these cards. I don't know what I can do with them or why I can move them, but I can move them.
Nice.
Looks like, yeah, I can just... Alright. I thought there was a way to recall it. Maybe not. Alright, I don't know how to recall it. But anyways, so yeah, so your shard has been returned and now, and it is forever protected by this spiritual being.
Okay. Nice.
Alright, so now what do you do? Now that the storm is gone, what do you do with the last hour, of the 24 hours that she gave you? That obviously is no more. The sandstorm. So what are you guys doing now? What?
We would, I guess, continue to try to clear the debris that
Okay.
Yeah.
that we caused.
Alright, so you guys go to clear the debris. Let's see, let me read this card again. Okay, so, as you guys are cleaning the debris, you have gained much favor with the town. Not only did you return an artifact and help summon their protector, but you cleaned the debris. So, let's see here. Next scene. Alright.
You gotta flip it.
Let me, just think of a good transition. So, as with favor and everything that you've, been given and everything, somebody sees that you have a vial of some sort. You overheard that as you guys were helping around, you guys were asking about this incantado. And they made a mention that Encantando is, I can't say that right, so we're just gonna go with it. They are, that's not what I want. Are you kidding me? Okay. They were one of the, that they are no longer of this world and that they have passed on, and you could probably find their grave in the catacombs of Gam. So, I think I flipped it over now. Did I? Nope, I didn't flip it over.
Okay.
Sorry for some sound effects if you hear them.
Is that a cat?
That's Reba.
Oh.
She does not like Romeo very well, and Romeo just wants to play with her, so he's tackled her 3 times. Yeah. The last time I got to see it in action, so my reflexes are pretty awesome, honestly. One time I caught him in mid-air as he was jumping towards her. That was not one of the 3 times, but I caught him in mid-air, and I'm just like, that was pretty cool. And I set him to the side. When he tackled her for the 3rd time that I got to see, at least first time I got to actually see it and not just hear it. But for the 3rd time he's tackled her, I don't know how I did it, but I smacked him off of her, and as he was jumping in the air, I like face palmed him. And she went and jumped on the bed, and I scolded him a little bit, and then he went under the bed that she was on top of, and stayed there for the next 8 hours. So needless to say, she was getting kind of used to him, and then he tackled her when she was not suspecting it, and she's not happy. Not happy at all. She an angry kitty. It's okay. But anyways, so are you guys going to the crypts of Gam to find and return this vial?
Yeah.
Now, but yeah, again, this vial. Okay. So yeah. So let's see, crypt of Nam. Alright, so on your way to the crypts, you come across, what is this one? I think it was this one. Some Ozim warriors. Ozim warriors. The Ozim are principal desert marauders. Meet them at camp, and their hospitality is legendary. But once they don their red veils, they'll plunder until nightfall. Riding salvage hoverbikes and dune rovers, a war party can strike in moments, and flee with loot just as quickly. Fools who pursued them run headfirst into a spiky ambush. So you guys see these guys heading over the horizon on your way to the crypts. And they're heading in your direction. What do you guys do?
Do they have their veils on?
We're already dead if they do.
Still a little too far for you to fully see. You see mainly their bikes, like the front of their bikes, the rounded curvature of it with the spikes coming out of it. Let's
Did we
see.
get to unlock our last card? I think so, right, Phil?
Yes. Yeah. So we have our
Okay.
super move now.
So let's see here. I'm trying to find the. Let's see here.
Yeah, I guess I would get out my hammer, and this is used to, drag satellites from orbit. So I overcharge it, and I'm gonna shoot it at these guys.
And as they come closer, you do see, yes, it is. They are using red veils.
As I'm
Okay.
I'm well aware these guys are not to be messed with. So I'd like to use my Skybreaker.
All right.
Oh, never mind. I can't do it. I was the most
Oh.
recent player.
Yeah.
So that kind of fizzles out at the moment.
Ball lose
Okay.
something?
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and I don't know. I'm assuming you're dual wielding.
Well, I could throw. I mean, Phil could hold the axe because I don't know. I could be dual wielding. Why not?
Okay. So yeah, when I'll go ahead and do kiln grip. When you and your wielder counter each other, roll a tough. 7+, earth and fire swirl around them to form ornate armor, which increases your speed and strength. When you would suffer harm, the armor breaks instead. So I'm going to try that. Critical hit.
Oh. Alright. So for critical hit, go ahead and narrate, but that's a critical hit, so you take out one of these guys. So go ahead and narrate how you do that.
So yeah, I guess they're not all in one group. So the first one, as it comes near to us, maybe that one was a little bit overzealous, got ahead of the pack. As you're getting your hammer out, Eric, it starts to draw near, so you just kind of swing the axe at it, and the a sudden swirl of earth and fire erupts around you, engulfing the warrior. And now you have armor.
Awesome. Nice.
That's a shot.
Angry kitty.
Just a bit. This way she doesn't see him. You think I'm tempting fate too by holding this, but no.
Alright, Phil, go for it. Use your super move.
My super move's defensive.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I call a swarmist up to surround us and it absorbs 2 harm.
Both of
Okay.
your guys' super moves are defensive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, don't you have a regular attack on your basic card? No.
No, and I have -1 to tough, so I probably shouldn't be fighting. I guess I could use hasty, but I don't have any bonuses to that either. I mean, I'm a reporter.
Alright, I guess I'll use my super move.
I could do an interview with them.
The Skybreaker.
Expose an embarrassing lie about them.
Alright.
I'm less Spider-Man and more Jameson.
So I have a success, but she got a a token.
Huh. So let me do this.
So on a 7+, I can unleash a crackling beam of energy.
Unleash the Kraken?
I don't know how much damage that does. I have no idea. It's a superpower, so.
Yeah,
Is that in the rules, Phil?
Yeah, this talks about attack. If you
A
go
super
over,
move?
but yeah, I don't know about super moves.
What's that?
Does
What
it
was the
say how
question?
much damage a super move does?
I think it just does 1 harm, but
Yeah, that's what I was.
Oh, then, I mean, but using the regular hammer just does 1 harm, right?
right.
So you'd think a super move would do more than 1 harm.
Does it say it does?
I mean, it just says I have a hammer that can drag satellites from orbit, and if I overcharge it, I can either tear a huge or distant object apart or unleash a crackling energy beam. That's all it says. And then it says on a 9 or less, which technically I think I got, Ashley can spend points to either make it take time to charge up,
Oh.
bystanders are caught in the field. Sorry, Cricket. Or the scene's integrity is compromised. Whatever the hell that means.
That's let's see. Let me go back to the table here.
It's overcharging your hammer. When you charge your...
Tear huge.
So when you... Well, it looks like your hammer, when you charge it on a 7+, you choose either a tractor beam yanks the target to you, or the hammer flies to the target on the Skybreaker.
Yeah, so maybe
Overcharge it.
this is offensive, right? Because I'm shooting a laser out, so I guess it does 1 harm. Right? Because on the normal
Yeah.
hammer, I can use it as a tractor beam, right?
Right.
Or I can send the flyer like Mjolnir to go hit somebody.
Right.
But on the superpower, I can make it shoot a laser.
I mean, it does say your hammer was built to drag satellites from orbit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to Ashley, the GM.
Yeah, and let's see. I can spend.
Look,
Okay.
it says for harm depicts damage, exhaustion, and other setbacks to a character's well-being. It's a fast way to increase tension. Use a spare token to represent harm by placing it on top of the heart of a character.
Yeah, these bad guys have harm, right? Like they have 5.
If a player narrates an action that sounds like an attack, it inflicts 1 harm. If it is successful, 7+. On a 10+, an attack is a critical hit and inflicts 2 harm total.
Okay,
Yeah, so
there we go.
now,
So my laser inflicts 1 harm.
Yep, and as it's doing that, I did spend one thing because it is building up as it is attacking. So your next turn, I would say that it will do double damage because it is building up energy. It's kind of so you'll just roll again, but use the same one, and it'll be double the energy from charging up. So it takes a while to charge up to its full potential, but it did do 1 damage as it's charging.
Okay.
We'll go that way. All right. So you never roll dice or inflict critical. Okay. Steer that story. Okay. See part 12. Yes. Give me a second here. Spending tokens. Okay. All right. Oh, you also have the extra with you. What does he do? Absolutely nothing. Okay, fight over discounts. That's about all he does. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh well.
He can ride ahead of us in a dark storm.
Yeah, let's see. Be someone's
Riders
friend
on the
else.
storm.
Ah. Oops, yeah. Okay, so he's not gonna be of much use. But what else do we got here going on? Let's see here. What do we get? I hate that I have to keep zooming out because this. I don't know why their system can't have the ability to be able to slide left and right. Like that seems pretty elementary to me. But whatever.
Yeah.
Now I have to zoom back in. Give me. Alright. So, you guys see a rumbling of dirt that all this commotion is bringing. And then, out of this rumble of commotion of dirt, somewhere between you and the Ozum warriors, this big, gigantic, spined karga comes out from the ground. It's if you can't afford an excavator, wait for a karga. These behemoths are part rhino, part mole. They dig tunnels from fresh springs back to their mountain dens and can bury cities when provoked. Storms rip off their spines, raining them down days later and leagues away. Traders calm them with sweet smoke, but it doesn't last.
Huh.
Yeah, so now this thing is between you and the Orbs Warriors. Now the Orbs Warriors see this, and they are no longer interested in you guys. And they will now run away from the situation in a different direction to avoid coming head on to the spine karga. But now this thing is in between you guys and the now fleeing warriors. What do you guys do?
Well, if we drive off this fiend, is that our goal?
If you what?
Well, the goal for the crypts of Gom is drive off a fiend from atop its accumulated horde.
Or
So as this thing pops out of the ground, like maybe there's like dozens of treasure underneath, gems or something. I don't.
it does travel between mountains and what's the other thing? Oasis, and this would be in the viewpoint of if you look down the tunnel, you could probably see the catacombs or the crypts of Nam.
I'm gonna use my voice mimicry to throw my voice and make the mating sounds of its partner in the distance.
How do those sound, Phil? Can you make those?
That's so,
I don't feel motivated or
it's like
any.
really turned on.
That's really turned on. How does that go again?
See? Slam gets it.
Nice voice mimicry.
Yeah, so I gotta roll for Sly.
Nice.
Oh, but on 9 or less, GM might add, it causes a panic. Someone sees my lips moving or the sound echoes from a second origin.
An orgy.
Yeah. There's another one. Find Karga Stampede to the event. Yeah, this is like a caravan of spined Kargas like carrying like stuff in the distance that we didn't quite see, and they hear the sound, and the whole caravan of supplies is now rumbling after this sound.
I like it, so I spent a point. The earth is rumbling. You did a little too well. There is now a few others that come out from the ground, and they start a stampede towards that point of origin of the sound, that wherever you threw your voice. But now the ground is shaking, and it's a little bit harder to walk now, because now, kind of coming from the left and right of you, these things are just popping up from under the ground as you try to find your way into the crypts of Nam. At some point, between the sand and the rumbling and all the commotion, you guys fall down one of its tunnels and slide down into the crypts of Gom. Gom's catacombs are scrawled with the dead language and veins of Atma. Smugglers hid canisters of burial pits, now nanites, spread like moss, transmuting the walls. Ghost fiends and shy weremechs inhabit the maze of tunnels leading up to the dunes. So from here you can fend from drive off a fend of a fiend from atop. It's could be a horde, which you guys just cleared it out with the mating call of whatever. As you guys fall into this pit, though, and down the tunnel, you can still see where they're all migrating to that sound there to see what hot, warm thingy was calling them. Wino mole thing. But yeah, so now you're in the crypts of Nam with your nanoites or whatever. This place is completely empty of any of those beasts. You see lots of their footprints everywhere. So, but there's no more to be seen after it settles down. But you are still looking for your friend to give them what you suspect is the antidote. So what do you guys do now that you're down here?
Well, you said the one guy was buried here.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should probably try and find his crypt, see if he was buried with any of his research papers or any other vials that might help. Or maybe the whole thing, maybe he never actually did die and he has a laboratory down here, I don't know.
It's a laboratory. And DD is not allowed.
So I'd say we'd look for his grave.
Alright, go for it.
Slam gets it.
Alright, so as you guys are going throughout the crypts, looking for a tombstone, how are you guys searching this? I mean, you're an axe. How are you searching?
I'm being carried around.
I mean, you have an eye, right?
I do.
You could use bright to observe the area.
So, here's what I'm
calm.
going to do.
It's a default move.
I'm gonna roll sly because I was forged from the melted down ruins of other weapons, and when I close my eye, it can take the form of a past weapon. So, I am going to try and morph into a sniper rifle. to try and use the scope.
I like it.
Success! But the GM earns 1. I rolled a 9, so I think the wielder loses hold of me. Well, you might add the wielder uses hold of me.
What do you turn into?
Sniper rifle.
Alright.
I want to use that scope to examine things.
Yeah, so the fact that you changed from one form of handling like this to another form, he doesn't have a good grip on you because you've changed. You know, you don't hold a gun like this. So he does drop you. You're now on the ground. What do you do? Do you pick him up? Do you leave him down there?
Hey, I'm down here.
Hey, Cricket, you might want to like look through this thing and search around. Maybe you can see something, like a way into the crypt. You there, Phil?
What?
Bueller?
I was saying you could use Paul's as a sniper rifle now to use the scope to look around. You can make maybe a bright check.
Alright, look around. I fail.
Ooh,
Oh, no.
That ain't good.
Ooh,
Well,
what
we could
happened
give her
to that
2
fail?
points and you could pass, Phil.
Earn an extra point by letting the.
Or we could or you could fail and let her narrate what happens.
Does she get to choose?
Oh, does she choose? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but the thing just disappeared, so I don't know if I can. Oh wait. So you were trying to use the see through the sniper. Hey, oh, hold on a second. Romeo.
Romeo, where out there, Romeo?
Down from the slide.
Yeah, it's DM's choice.
DM's choice.
Unless it fails,
Thank you, Romeo.
and the DM can narrate how, or ask the player to, and then they get a point.
All right, angry girl.
Or they
Cranky,
can
cranky,
choose to let the
stanky,
player
let's put you on the
succeed,
sofa.
and they get to narrate their success,
Say goodbye
but the
to
DM gets
sleep.
2.
You're going to go sit on the couch. You stay there. It's okay. This is Romeo.
Oh, nice.
Stop getting into trouble. Alrighty. I'm gonna go pick you up so you can sit on my lap. Alright. Alright, sorry guys. So what's happening?
Well, Phil rolled a 6, so we're figuring out if you're gonna get an extra point and he narrates, or you narrate.
Yeah,
So
you decide what happens. So he
failed to
failed,
look-
so you can narrate what happens, or he can narrate what happens, and then you get a certain amount of points.
Alright, what was it he was trying to do?
Examine the basically the area, tombstones, whatever, surroundings with the sniper rifle scope to get better vision on it.
Alright, I'll let Phil narrate that.
What am I narrating?
Your failure. Your failure.
Well, it started early in life. Childhood, really. It's been decades and decades.
When you
of
realized,
failure.
when you realized you had super hearing and you heard your parents fucking, it all went downhill from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
And then they died.
You murdered them.
They died of embarrassment. What? I feel like I probably just poked myself in the eye with the scope. That's probably what.
Okay. Poke your eye with the scope.
Now there's a black ring around it.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So,
Old timey prank.
So I hand it over to Giacomo.
Giacomo only knows how to use melee weapons, so she hands it back to you. I don't know what this is. I got a hammer.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't do anything because I use my action, so...
No,
I guess
I
we
know.
just
We just
stand
have
here,
to
right?
figure out how do we.
what do you do now?
Yeah, what do we do next? I don't know. Can we figure out how this vial interacts? You said there's nanites flowing around, right?
Mm-hmm. So,
Maybe we like hold the vial up and try to see how they interact and like use it to guide ourselves through.
they spread like moss. If I wish I could roll investigation or whatever for you guys to roll, but if you see that there's moss all over the catacombs. But just like normal moss that grows on one side of a tree, particularly most of the time, to kind of tell you what direction you're going, this moss also has a similariness to it of that type. You see that the moss pretty much almost has like a path along the walls and where they go, and some of the walls are more bare than others, but it does have like a path.
Alright, so I guess we try to follow the path.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you guys are following the moss, and you see it's getting thicker and thicker, and you see it come from the side of the walls and just get thicker and thicker, and then go down and cover the ground as well, it leads over to a tomb.
I start the curse.
Start the curse. Okay.
What do we? We open the door? I don't know. There's a tomb, there's gotta be a curse.
Is there a book to read? No harm ever comes from reading a book.
Right. Especially trashy novels.
I was thinking like ancient Egyptian
yeah.
texts, but yeah, it works too.
I was tying back to Giacomo's card.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, so what do you got? There's a tomb, kind of covered in moss. What do you guys do?
It's nanite moss though, isn't it?
Yeah. What mischief are you getting yourself into, Romeo? What mischief?
I feel like if we touch it, we're gonna get a nanite infection.
Well,
do you guys
so,
go near it? Do you guys stay away?
Giacomo hands his hammer to Cricket and grabs the weapon and like shakes it and wants it to turn into a flamethrower.
Okay. I will roll a sly. Failure.
Oh my god.
Brutal failure.
Ooh. Yeah.
Now, actually, you decide what happens, or Paul can decide what happens. You have to pick.
So, hold on just a second. Romeo, you know better. Come here. Play with this.
That's all, folks.
Alright, he is distracted by a cat mechanical play toy, actually.
Nice.
So, that's not infected with Thanos. But yeah, so, no, let's see here. So, as he's trying to turn into a flamethrower, I'm sorry, did you say you were going to narrate, or do I narrate?
You decide.
Either or, yeah,
So,
you decide.
He starts to try to turn into this. Were you still a sniper rifle, or did you turn back into an axe?
I was a sniper rifle.
Okay, so he goes from he starts getting kind of hot. So you end up dropping him on the ground, and that kind of messes things up for him a little bit. And now instead of he starts overheating, and then instead of turning into a flamethrower, he now has turned himself into a spatula. So
Alrighty.
you can now flip things. You can flip over the moss if you want, but you cannot burn it. That is your critical fail. You are now cooking utensils.
Yeah, so I'll turn to Cricket and be like, every time I pick this thing up, it keeps jumping out of my hand. I think it wants to stay with you.
Okay, I'll hold it.
You hold the spatula.
So what is the? So we're at a tomb. Or we're trying to get into it, or?
Well, that's up to you guys to decide. You just see there's a tomb covered in moss. Do you guys go near the tomb? Do you guys try to open the tomb? Do you guys try to look around the tomb? That's
Yeah, I open the door, ready to strike any mummies with my spatula.
okay. So you open the lid, and you see your buddy, your mechanical buddy.
Oh.
The rescue. He's in there. This time is personal. An old friend of yours was carrying out a mission here until someone betrayed them and took them as prisoner. Now they are in over their head, and the trail is getting cold. But look again. Your friend has left a string of breadcrumbs that only you can see. Clues, secret signs, and calculus and call-outs to your past adventures together. Track them down and set them free, and help them complete their mission with a vengeance. So your new goal: save your friend and escape. So you do have the black sand, which for this game is going to be considered the antivirus.
Nice.
So what do you do at this point? You have found your friend. You have the antivirus.
I would say probably administer it.
Yes. Antivirus away. With the spatula.
Alright.
Yeah, spatula gets it in the nooks and crannies.
Oh gosh.
Feeding it in there with the... Just pouring it out. Shoveling it in.
What have I done?
This is how you use spatulas.
Oh no. So now your new goal is to save your friend and escape from this catacombs. Add an unused player character to scene 3. Well, I do not know about any unused player characters. But okay. So, that is your new goal. And let's see here. Alright, let's see here. So, I believe that's a storyline. Oh, we do have a... Can I add more scenes? Can I? Yeah, so what's going on now at this point? Oh, I can add more scenes. Sweet.
Did we do the end goal?
So the new goal is to break out. Or, to break out of here with your friend.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a scene because it doesn't quite go with what I have here. So I'm trying to zoom out. I can see these things. Oh, I don't need to zoom out too far for this. You gotta somehow tie this up to the end scene here. Alright, we're gonna play this one. So we have a new scene. So as you guys are trying to escape from the ruins here and try to find a way out, you come across the Palace of Gam. Half buried, Gam housed the Dustcatcher clan and their great armory until Burnham's rage destroyed them. Now the satellites infected war mechs run the city, dealing in forbidden tech. Sand-drowned corridors lead to an old monuments and sealed vaults. A goal is to break a wounded prisoner out of the confinements, which I'm going to consume your friend is, if you want to use that one. Or you can power up the abandoned super weapon. Doors are sealed with puzzle locks. An immortal sentry stalks the corridor. As you guys are like going through and seeing, about, does this lead to the surface and to get out of here, you notice that there are sentries that stalk the corridors at pretty much every turn that you go. And that there are various gangs of mechs that resist Burnham's call.
Can you flip the scene, please?
Oh, sorry. I keep thinking I do because it says it shows.
He added it below.
Yeah.
It's an extra scene.
It's an extra scene.
Oh.
I'm trying to figure out how to get this to the one.
Got it. I see. Powering up an abandoned super weapon sounds fun.
Alright, let's do it. Hey Phil, I think you can do what the picture on your card looks like. So the abandoned super weapon is voice activated.
Oh yeah.
And you have to sing a little show tune to get it to activate. I don't know.
Let's see. I'm a little super weapon short and stout. Say my little password and I'll shoot out.
Perfect.
I like it.
Alright. And that does...
So he's trying to activate the super weapon.
Alright. So does he have to roll or that just happens?
Roll a slide, coerce the super weapon, Phil. I don't know.
Wait, what? What am I doing?
I don't know.
What's that card?
Is that the voice mimicry one? Is that the one you're looking at?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Slide.
got it. Oh, failed.
Oh, no.
God.
What happened to all those rolls? Alright, so you do get it to work, but now there's a problem. There's a bunch of lights flashing around, all red, because you also tripped off the security system. So you activated the weapon, yes, and there's a timer. The weapon will go off, but it's not the weapon you intended. It was the one next to it that's going to make the whole place explode. and also have the other one go off because they were together, I guess. Safety measures they have. So, you guys, what do you want to do now? There is an exit that you guys did see before coming to this room that looked like it led to the up above world. And your friend compatriot there also is helping you, assist you out of this palace to the upper world. And let's see here. And
yeah, I'd like to, as we're running away, you said there's some stuff that could be chasing us. I'd like to use my Skybreaker hammer weapon power and kind of like shoot it at the ceiling to try to make it collapse, so like they don't have a path to chase us anymore.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for that.
All right. Success! A 9. Of course, but that allows you to make it take time to charge. Bystanders are caught in the field, or the scene's integrity is compromised.
Don't worry about it. That does what you need it to do. It crumbles down. I wish I had dex rolls because I would make you guys roll dex and see if it crumbles with you guys. But
no, you could just spend points and make us take damage, right? See, bystanders are caught in the field, right?
Yeah, so we'll do that then. So bystanders, you guys are. So as he's shooting that down, it is also cracking some of the rocks above you guys on your path. So you guys do take a point of damage there on your way out, but you guys do make it out.
Yay!
Okay.
Now. Hello.
So your rescued friend thanks you for your assistance and your help and everything, but asks you to help track down and help them complete their mission with a vengeance. And he tells you that his mission will take you to the Cloudport Logic. Hold on just a second. Romeo, you know better. Get away from her. Do not antagonize her. I'm not dealing with this 2 nights in a row. Alright. So yes, the Cloudport Logic. Hackers turned this sci-fi armed skybase into a mobile broadcast hub. It's anchored in a fog for repairs and coordination by local artisans. Contracts and concerts occur in a reclusive VR replica off the base. But keep an eye out for sentient malware. So your goal is to either decrypt a trove of stolen information or track a local figure to a rendezvous point. But he tells you that is where his mission would take him.
I would say tracking probably fits in better with our group.
Yeah, I mean, I think Phil can do something like that, right?
What am I doing?
Track a local figure to a rendezvous point. So now you need to track...
You're an intrepid journalist. I would assume you would be able to track somebody.
Yeah, I'll follow my hunch.
Alright, so now you need to track...
Success.
Yes.
Ooh, nice. So you guys make your way to this oh, I could use extras. Yay. To the Cloudport, and you are looking for but yeah, as you're asking around and searching, you find your Here's what we use. Your informant. You're tracking them down, and you find them. Society hacker. The middle society is a hacker collective, and any kind of smuggling or contraband is fair game. Society members use natural links and override gel to usurp networks for profit. They rarely meet in person, but the virtual reality safe house lets them relax and trade data and gossip. They're not just coworkers, they are friends. Let's see. Figurative is not a good point. But that is who you are to some gas walls and hologram spines to meet up with, because your friend's job is not yet done, but you have helped them meet up with their hacker rendezvous point to continue whatever mission they have.
Okay.
So your journey in this is done. You have saved your friend, you have healed them and given them an antivirus, and they are now talking to a society hacker that for unknown reasons at this point. But your path in this, your mission has been completed.
Okay.
So that is the wrap up that I have. Like, I don't know how to get from underground to in the middle of the sky, but yeah, sure, whatever. I'll go with it.
Nice.
I feel like it's very lackluster ending, and I feel like I want more, but at the moment I'm going,
We space Ubered.
yes, space soup.
Yeah.
We'll go
Ubered.
with it. We'll go with it. You made your way
Nice.
up here. Yeah, your local figures took you to a rendezvous point to where you can meet the society hacker. You have now done what every single game does, where transport people from one location to another. World of Warcraft, anybody? But yeah. So, I wish I had a better ending, but I can't think of what to do with, Cloud Space 9 here.
Hey, I figure it's a good attempt for our first try, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're
Oh,
Yeah.
you know
learning
what?
the
You guys are
system.
in the city now. Like, this is a hot spot. Here's a good one. You guys can go and find,
Oh.
You guys can
Who
go,
clicked the X card?
let's
I'm
see,
guessing Phil.
What? No.
There was something I
I'm
saw in
sitting here-
here.
Side-scrolling cards, and Eric is curious who clicked it. So
There was something I saw
I
here.
didn't do the second one. That wasn't me.
Gosh, let's see. There's a question. Where was it? I thought I saw something about gambling.
But yeah, Ashley, holding down shift and using the scroll wheel does work, but your mouse pointer needs to be hovered over the line of cards.
Let's see.
And it'll scroll back and forth.
An ozone tracker.
And there's a little tiny scroll bar.
There is.
Oh, that'd have been nice
Yeah,
to have.
she didn't see the scroll bar.
No, there's like the scroll bar to the right, but nothing that's left and right. I can't move left and right.
There is. It's really, really small. It's directly
Yes,
under the
A
cards.
little line.
Is
There's
it
a little
like
gray-
Thin gray line.
no, there's
Thin
no
gray line under the cards.
There's no gray line.
Well, there's three out of four seeing a line. I don't know.
I see a little gray line to my right, but there's no gray
Mhm.
line at the bottom.
Well, then try what Paul said, where you hold
Okay.
your mouse
Are
over
you
the
using
card.
Opera?
I don't know what I'm using. So,
There's Opera.
Obscure web browser.
Oh.
possibly, very possibly.
What web browser are you using?
I don't know. I just pulled Excel, and that's what
Yeah,
it
that
gave
says
me.
a lot.
So,
Netscape Navigator.
Yeah.
That seems like Ashley's era.
whatever works is what I'm using.
It doesn't sound like it's working, so.
Yeah, I just have to make things bigger and smaller constantly. What is? I thought I saw something. So
Yeah,
yes.
because
Mhm.
I was gonna say the gray line only shows up if cards are getting truncated out the side of the screen.
Well,
So if you change your view size to where all the cards display, then you're not going to have the gray line.
well, I can tell you at 100% where I don't see all the cards, I still don't have that line. Because I know what line you're talking about because I see it on the right-hand side. So I know I'm not completely blind.
You're
right there.
above
What
the
are you
word
talking
props. Above the word twists. There's little gray lines.
Oh, these lines! I was looking at the bottom of my screen. Like, not the bottom of these cards.
Brutal.
Ashley and technology, guys.
This is what it was like working on a help desk and you couldn't see people's screens. just click the scroll bar. There's no scroll bar. There has to be a scroll bar. No, don't see a scroll bar. It's there.
Underneath the cards? Like, it almost goes across the thing. Good gravy. Why do they do that? That is like the worst. You know, just having like a little circle with an arrow would work just as well. It's like, oh, I can keep on going further this way instead of having a scroll bar
so
like
triggered right now.
Well, that makes things a lot easier now. But yeah. So you guys are in the city. It's a hot place. You guys can go play games, gamble, and meet Lando Calrissian, and maybe get the Millennium Falcon or something. But yeah, so you guys can have fun in the city.
All right, perfect.
So.
The Millennial Falcon with Lando Calrissian is how she pronounced it.
Been a long day,
I
guys.
changed it to the Millennium Falcon.
I was up for like at least every 2 hours because of this cat. So.
It sounds like you need to drink some whiskey so you can sleep.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So next week, are we doing Session 0 Rogue Trader?
Yes.
Yes. Let's do.
Sounds good. Guys, deeper in software development. Yeah. So hopefully that wasn't too awful. I had some laughs with some random things that my brain thought of, which makes me scared. If that's what my brain thinks of randomly.
It probably would have helped if any of us knew the rules, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed you were going to read the rules, Ashley, so I didn't read the rules.
Yeah, I was going to, and then we all backed out, and then I forgot about it, and then I wasn't sure about it, and I'm like, got busy, forgot about it.
I guess I kind of assumed it was going to be a little more, like, since it was a web page, that it'd be a little more, like, intuitive, but I think the web page does a good job of, like, letting you play the game.
Yeah.
Right.
But you do need to read the rules.
Even the rules didn't really say a lot of what I wanted it to say, to be a little bit more clear on some things. I feel, just for me personally, I wanted something like, here, play and try, and let's see how it goes, because I wanted to see how the gameplay worked out, but I couldn't do that unless I had people with me.
Okay.
So, yeah, I do remember, like, going,
Hopefully you can play one player, but the web thing doesn't let you play one player.
I can join, or I can make my own. And if I make my own, I have to wait for somebody to play, because that's what my first intention was, let me just kind of play this out, see what's going on, see how these cards work, and then...
Yeah, I think if you bought the physical game, you could play by yourself.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is fun. I think perhaps even knowing more about it would probably been better, but yeah. I like to try and...
28 pages for a rule book, and it's all big font, pictures. I mean...
Yeah.
Mechanics are pretty simple. I feel like it's like a mesh of katana, or trench coats and katanas, or katanas and trench coats. And... like the cipher system, where like the DM, like if you, I forget what it was in the cipher system. I think it's like if you critically fail, then there's like cards that the DM has that he can use to like.
Yeah, they were complications where they could make things. Yeah. They could make things harder, right? Depending on if you succeeded or failed.
But I feel like there's like that kind of system in this, as well as just kind of that freehand narration kind of thing too.
So one thing that I noticed is that a lot of cards do play in with each other. You just gotta figure out how to use them. Because after I saw one, it's like, oh, this one plays in with this one really nicely. And it's like, oh, let me put that in there. oh, let me put that in there. Like, at some point, I was going to say, how'd you guys get the rope? And then I'm like, whatever. You know, we'll just let that go on because there was literally, there was a rope and stuff like that for you stuff, for, like, diving, but it sounded like that you guys were role-playing that you guys already had that, so.
It reminds me of the kids on bikes game. It's like, what do you mean? I just went to my house and I got it out of my garage. I already have rope. I use it as my belt.
Yeah, so yeah,
Like
a lot
that.
of stuff does play in rather well. I think it'd be even better if you had familiarity with the game itself, because you can probably have an idea of, like, whichever cards you get randomly pulled, you can then kind of go off, like, okay, I can go this way.
Right.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it's definitely worth a try again, especially knowing more of it. But
Yeah.
It's fun. 2 hours randomness.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It
But
goes. Well, I feel like you can make it go fast as slow as you want.
yeah, that was the other thing. Was I was like, oh, I can keep going with these. I can keep throwing in more scenes to get you to that end point a lot smoother. But I was like looking at the time, going in the rule book, it actually was talking about saying something about try to keep close to the 2 hours, and I was like, probably close to the 2 hours. Or getting close to it. Let me start wrapping this up in some form.
Yeah.
And they give you some tips as well later on, which I found was very nice. But yeah, there's still, I wish it was a little bit more clear. If you show the whole card and it says players might learn that, that means the players can see that. So, I don't know. I think the one thing that really bugs me is that first card, Devil's Hour, where it's like, add a mech ally or a player. I can't add. And I did try pulling up another web browser to see if I can come in as a player. Still pulled me in as a DM. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Not too fan on that. I think that's where the game itself, physical edition, would be better than this one. Because then you can just be like, oh, here you go. But,
Makes sense.
because it just...
Well, you could have maybe pulled in one of the extras as an ally.
Yeah,
I mean,
they looked a little bit more like... I guess I could have pulled in an extra, since they are, I guess, that. But they just kind of looked more like villains, or like bad guys to fight.
Yeah.
They didn't really look like anything... This one, maybe. A secret mecha society steering the world events into duality. Possibly. Like, yeah, I think if you have a great understanding of what's going on, you can really just...
Rusty guy or whatever, or Crypto, or Ozumrig. Or, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, there's even some extras that I put in here, and you can... I could have selected more than one scene or one deck of cards. It let me, because I put the promos in here. There were some extra blank cards that you can do. Let's see here. Yeah, superstars. Yeah, like you can... There was a bunch of... I don't know. There's some cool things. Oh, that would have been nice. A dinosaur in space. That's fun. I don't know. Well, that's a twist. But yeah. I was honestly thinking about throwing in a twist that's called New Pet. Someone somehow has managed to train a fearsome beast to do their bidding and now stands before you. But how well is it trained, really? Reveal this as an extra or describe one that fits the area. Say who commands it and what that task is. Interesting. So yeah. Hijack networks. Like there's some fun stuff in here. There's not a lot of stuff to use points for though. At first, I was concerned that I wouldn't have enough points, and then it ended up being now I have too many points, and I'm just using them to say, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
So, not a problem I thought I'd have. But yeah, so I hope it wasn't too disappointing.
No?
Oh, it was fun.
Okay, I said
Give us a sense of the game. That was, I think, the important part.
Yeah.
oops. Trade routes. Oh, that would have been nice. So probably easier than what I had, the Devil's Hour. Oh, that's cool. So add a star to... Add a star. See, it literally says add a star extra to scene 3. So it's literally telling me to add an extra to the scene. So this one is telling me add a mech ally or player.
Yeah, this is saying
Right.
spending tokens. Instead of rolling dice, you spend tokens to influence the narrative. Try not to store more than 3 at any one time. You can spend tokens to play a prop or a twist and add it to the scene. Both cost 1 token.
Some do cost more. Not many.
Play an
but some do.
extra and add it to the scene. Extras vary in cost. Cost is the same regardless of which side you use. You can always discount an extra by adding harm to it. Each harm reduces its cost by 1 token. Use an extra's move. Each extra has a list of possible moves they can perform, along with the cost. Some are free. Spend tokens to use an action found on a player move. Ask your players to tell you when their cards have these actions. Spend a token on an imaginary version of something you don't have a card for. For big effects, spend multiple tokens. For example, maybe you need some imaginary guards or a hulking monster. Spend tokens and use the tokens to represent them. Each token can be 1 heart for tougher extras. You can also spend token on imaginary props, twists, or moves, like a cache of gold, a sudden storm, or an extra throwing a punch. Just make sure to narrate them.
Yeah, the one thing I think is kind of cool is that there's a random dice thing on the right-hand side that you can just click on, and then each of the boxes highlight into, I guess, with a dice, and you click on the dice, and it'll give you a card. So you can even go random, completely random. So, yeah. Rain down. Ooh. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it could have gone better, but sorry guys.
Good.
No worries. It was the first time we tried a system.
Yeah, and nobody read the rule book, so
I figured also at the same time
it was going to be rocky.
If it's meant to be just play and go, then that should mean also that you can read the rule book and play at the same time.
Good.
But if
Yeah,
it's just play
but-
and go.
I think you still need to read the rule book, but I think it would take somebody. I mean, if you read it as a group, you should be able to get through the rule book in a half hour and then sit down and play the game. Like, I feel like it's a game you could get out with your friends on a 3 to 4 hour evening together, or maybe even get in a few games if you're doing it on a long weekend day, like a full day.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think it's just kind of designed so the DM doesn't need to do any prep. You can just break it out and play it.
Right.
But
you didn't have
you
to
still
join
do
in
need
now.
to. Yeah, you still do need to know how to play.
Yeah, I figured they would have like a test route or something. I don't know. Don't know. But yep. So that's that.
Yeah.
10:45, you guys.
Yep. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be popping off here.
Yep. So can actually end before 11 there.
10 minutes ago.
Huh?
I checked out 10 minutes ago.
Nice.
Alright.
Just kidding.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Bye.
Night.
See ya.